What's going on, guys? Oh my, Godzilla back here with a very exciting Godzilla figure review. Today we are looking at from McFarlane Toys, the Batman vs. Kong set from the DC Multiverse MonsterVerse crossover. This is a very, very cool set, and without further ado, let's jump right in.
Oh my god!
Quickly jumping back in time to when this figure was still in the box. I just want to take a quick look at the packaging. DC Multiverse Batman vs. Kong logos all over the place. Some Batman, Kong, very cool artwork on the back. A very cool piece of artwork of Kong kind of checking out Batman through the city. Little Batman versus Kong logo up in the top corner, top of the packaging. Side of the packaging just kind of has some more of the logos on it. Pretty basic packaging. If you guys are looking for that barcode, there it is. You can use that to try and track it down at your Target stores, or also you can use the Target DPCI, which will be shown at the end of the video. Alrighty, let's start with our Batman figures. I will be the first to admit, I do not buy, movie action figures like this, so I just kind of stick to the Godzilla stuff. So I'm not the most amazing reviewer of DC figures, but I just wanted to start off with saying the smaller of the Batman just stands over 3 inches tall, and the big Batman, pretty tallest figure, almost 8 inches tall on this guy. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at our smaller Batman. So obviously this one is the one that kind of a little more scales with Kong. Obviously not really, because Kong is giant and he fits, he's too big, but whatever. If they made it to scale Batman with the Kong we have, it would be like, impossible to see. But a pretty decent looking figure here. The face obviously leaves a little bit to be desired detail-wise. Just not a ton going on there, but that is okay. The suit looks pretty good. You kind of see the utility belt. It's got some good detail on it. You can see muscle definition on the legs there and in the arms. Not bad at all. The cape is very well detailed, and it's it's kind of a light rubber material, so it can move. It can't pose. It just kind of hangs down, but it can move, so that's nice. There's your figure. He does have kind of hands that could theoretically fit something if you have something small enough to put in there. This arm keeps bugging me. I moved it to position his body so he could go in Kong's hand, and his arm kind of keeps liking to pop off. But articulation-wise, for this small figure, we do have articulation. The head will articulate, the arms articulate, 360 on the arms there, and then the legs, good articulation on the legs as well, guys. So that's very cool. The waist also does articulate, so we got 360 on there. So for such a small figure, pretty decent articulation, good detail, not bad. There goes the arm again, but not a bad figure at all, and it's great to kind of stick him in Kong's hand like we started the video with. So that's kind of fun, a very fun little pose to have him in. Alrighty, moving into the bigger Batman figure. A very cool looking figure indeed, guys. And he does come with this little base plate, which you kind of need to keep him to stand. He's so back heavy with that cape. You kind of need that little base plate for him to actually properly stand. But it's weird because the hole doesn't like to fit in very well. So you definitely have to kind of smash him into it. I think I kind of got him to stay there a little bit better now that I kind of worked him into it. But initially, I definitely had to kind of work his foot peg into that little thing there. So just something to note. But this figure, very good detail and very good posability for him. But this figure, pretty solid detail and paint as well. Very accurately painted, but the difference between the boots and the legs, the belt, obviously we could use a little bit more color on the utility belt. I know it's supposed to be the yellow, but it'd be nice if, kind of these little black centerpieces these centerpieces were black. That would be nice. But just a little action in there. You got some wrinkles in the suit, kind of in the ab area, so that's nice. The bat symbol looks very good on the arm. Arms look good. You kind of got some more of that muscle definition kind of on the shoulder, back of the tricep area. That's nice. The face, he's kind of hitting that dance pose right there. I don't know if, somebody else who knows the Batman world will have to comment and speculate in if this figure's kind of a retool of something we've seen before, because his hands are totally shaped like he could be, he should hold stuff. Kind of a generic hand there. And this totally looks like it's supposed to be for like a gun or a grapple device or something like that. So somebody who knows Batman stuff, let me know in the comments below. Is this figure kind of a retooled, figure that we've seen before, or maybe just a straight up, this figure's been released in another line with something else, hence the hand position. So if you collect this series of Batman figures, this sizing of the DC Comics figures, you should have plenty of accessories to put in there with him. The face, pretty good detail on the face here. Eyes are just going to be kind of that solid white. The teeth look a little, he's just kind of a grimaced face. Good detail there. That is very nice. The bat mask looks very good. Definitely a fan of what they did there. And articulation-wise on this figure, pretty solid articulation. So the foot does have good point and flex. And also he does have like a toe bend, a very aggressive one. So, if you wanted to kind of pose him like one foot was kind of in a running pose, you could do that very well with that. And then at the knee, we do have some articulation. It kind of has, you can actually see it's like a grooved articulation thing. So he kind of just like snaps in. Each piece kind of just goes, he just kind of clicks through the rotation of his different pieces of articulation in the knee. Moving up a little bit at the leg, good articulation. It's kind of on a swivel thing, so they can kind of swivel out and in a little bit, and then straight, pretty good articulation there. Come out to the side as well, very good. So he's got good kicking posability. Not bad. If his base plate was way heavier, you could pose him like that. But I don't think he's gonna hold that pose because this base plate just is not heavy enough. And his joints aren't strong enough to hold that pose either. But there he is. At the waist, we do kind of have an ab crunch, very light. And he does kind of rotate there. Does he rotate at this bottom piece, though? Not so much. So just more of a rotation on the kind of the ab area. So that's not bad. And then at the arms, guys, good movement on the shoulder. Comes out, comes around. And then at the elbow, again, we kind of have those jet click-through joint where it kind of rotates very well there. And the wrist spins, but no real like bending, so the wrist doesn't kind of do that action, but it does spin very well. And then at the head, good articulation on the neck as well. And he can look down and up a little bit, but down very well. He can look pretty much all the way down. So a pretty articulate Batman figure. Like I said, guys, obviously I'm not really much of a connoisseur of reviewing comic book character figures, so forgive me for this being a little bit not my strongest suit. And then again, kind of the rubbery cape. So that's very, very nice. And then again, he does need that base plate to really do any sort of semblance of standing. But a very cool Batman figure. No idea where I'm going to display the Batman and the Kong stuff in the collection, but a cool set nonetheless. Before we hop into the Kong figure, I just want to take a look. It does come with this little trading card, Batman vs. Kong, DC, Justice League, MonsterVerse. Kind of that same picture right on the back of the packaging. And then feel free to pause that real quick if you want to read this little data file they went ahead and did. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Kong figure in this set. Going to stand just about 12 inches in height, so a very sizable figure for sure. A little less articulation than I thought we'd get out of him, just kind of knowing the set it was going to exist. But the detail, guys, is going to go ahead and be phenomenal. The toe claw, the toenails, a little small, but that's okay. The detail on the top of the foot, very good. Good paint, lots of different colors. Utilize the browns and blacks kind of mixed in on the kind of the skin part of his foot. Bottom of the foot, not really going to have too much detail, but that's okay. Side of the foot looks good. The kind of just wrinkles and creases. The fur detail looks very good. Back of the body is kind of unpainted. Back of the arms does get some of this kind of lighter brown paint moving in here, as that we see also kind of throughout the side of the legs here. Great, great differences in fur. You kind of got the shorter fur on the calf, and then this longer kind of fur hanging out on the upper thigh here. So great. I like that they had different variations of the fur that they used moving into the kind of the top, the chest area. He's got the scars there going. He does not have his full scars, the scars that he got in the later movie, but in Godzilla vs. Kong, but he's got the original scars there, so that's very cool to see. Moving over, same detail, great detail on the arm. He does have some good arm scars on the kind of top of that shoulder there, so that's very cool to see. Moving into the face, very, very good detail on the face. I really love the differences in fur. Great paint around the side of the face. The ears are detailed well. The face details, you got lots of wrinkles around the mouth. Nose looks good. Mouth is painted. Teeth are painted very well. The eyes look very good, kind of moving in. Taking a look there, the eyes could be a little bit, this left eye here could be a little bit more centered. Looks a tiny bit kind of cross-eyed the opposite way, but a very, very well painted figure overall, guys. And then the mouth, very good detail on those teeth. The tongue's painted well. Top of the mouth has a little bit of sculpting to it and red paint in there. So a very good detailed Kong. And you can even see like the molar teeth are kind of detailed and painted. So very good detail on this Kong. They did a very good job working the sculpt of this figure. So definitely a lot to be impressed by on the sculpt and the paint of this Kong figure. He does come with a second head, kind of instead of the big roaring head, it's kind of a smirking, angry scowl head. Eyes look good. Same kind of deal we have on this figure. Good detail on the face. The mouth looks good. Good texture and detail. I love all the little wrinkles and creases, the frown lines. Everything looks just very good on this figure. Same great detail on the entirety of the fur there. Just a very good figure, and then you just pop the head off and replace it with this one if you so desire. Articulation-wise on the Kong, there's actually nothing on the legs. Like the feet don't spin, the legs do not move. The first thing going up that we have is the waist articulation. So you can go ahead and move your Kong's waist if you so desire. So you can kind of get him some turn there. No ab crunch, but he does have the waist turn. The arms will go 360 on this big boy. So that's very good to see. Hands as well go 360. And they have a little bit of wrist flex as well. So that's very cool. Unfortunately, the arms, there's no elbow articulation. I was hoping there would be, so we could kind of, you know, that little Batman, he could kind of take his arm and move it up so we could more be looking at the Batman figure. But I guess the most you could get is kind of having him hold it out and then turn the head like that and then bend the wrist a little bit towards him. So you could do that with the Batman figure, but that's all you could get. And then the head, obviously, is going to do some light rotation, and it actually pops off very easily. I was just doing the articulation and the head comes off, so just be aware that the head it doesn't stay on super hard, which I guess is nice because if you want to change the heads, it is a very easy process to go ahead and swap them. Sizing wise, I got a bunch of figures here that we're going to kind of run through and take a look at sizing. The Playmates 12-inch Kong, so going to be a little bit smaller than our new Kong. Playmates 12-inch Godzilla Evolved, again going to be slightly shorter than our new Kong. This is the Playmates Mega Punching Kong from Godzilla X Kong the New Empire. So you can see that Kong is actually going to be a little bit taller. I think they kind of sold this Kong in the 13-inch scale, so a little bit bigger than the McFarlane Kong. And this is the Playmates Misting Heat Ray Godzilla, so obviously also going to be a larger sizing than the McFarlane Kong and definitely towering over Batman. Here's our movie monster series, Godzilla Evolved and Beast Glove Kongs. Obviously those being the 6-inch scale. Going to be smaller than even the Batman figure. So there's your MonsterVerse 6-inch movie monster series figures scaled there. Tossing in the little Batman, you can see how he scales with the movie monster series. Alrighty, this has been the DC Multiverse MonsterVerse Batman vs. Kong crossover event figure set from McFarlane Toys. Very impressed with the detail on the Kong. It's a very good figure. The Batman looks great. I definitely love that we have a smaller Batman to put in Kong's hand. Not bad at all. Very cool. I'm definitely looking forward to the Godzilla vs. Superman set we will get eventually, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this figure set in the comment section below. Has anybody else picked it up? Are you interested in it? Guys, again, I will leave the Target product information at the end of this video, so go ahead and use that. Have an employee scan that barcode or use that product number to go ahead and have someone look it up if you're interested in trying to track this set down. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but I think it's definitely worth it. The Kong is very cool, very big figure. Definitely happy with it. And once again, that Godzilla Superman set is going to be awesome. I definitely hope they use the Godzilla versus Kong Godzilla instead of using Godzilla Evolved. I think that sculpt will come through very cool if they do it in a similar style to this Kong. So definitely looking forward to that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one.